The clock on the wall reads 2:17 a.m. Outside, the city sleeps under a blanket of quiet darkness. But inside the main server room of Mercy General Hospital, a silent battle has just begun. Rows of humming servers, the hospital's digital heart, suddenly start blinking erratically. Green lights, amber lights, a frantic, pulsing red. On a dozen monitors, lines of code scroll past at an impossible speed, rewriting, deleting, locking away the lifeblood of the institution. This isn't a power failure. It is not a system glitch that a simple reboot can fix. This is a deliberate, methodical, and completely invisible invasion, happening right under the noses of the night shift IT staff. Miles away in the emergency department, the first signs of chaos begin to surface. A nurse tries to pull up a patient's chart. The screen freezes, then displays a stark, unfamiliar logo, a skull and crossbones with a digital padlock. She clicks, she types, but nothing works. The system is locked. Down the hall, a doctor can't access the latest lab results for a critical patient in cardiac distress. He picks up the phone to call the lab directly, but the line is dead. The hospital's entire communication network, from internal phones to patient records, has been severed in a single devastating blow. The digital tools they rely on every second have vanished. The hum of the hospital is replaced by a rising murmur of confusion, and then outright panic. Nurses are shouting for paper charts that haven't been used in years. Doctors are trying to remember medication dosages from memory, a dangerous and desperate gamble. The entire intricate system designed for efficiency and safety has been thrown back into the dark ages in a matter of minutes. Every piece of data, from allergy information to surgical schedules, is now a hostage. The invisible enemy hasn't fired a single shot, but the hospital is already bleeding, crippled by an attack no one saw coming. This scene is not from a movie. It is a reality playing out in hospitals, schools, and cities across the globe. It is the front line of a new kind of war, one fought not with bombs, not with bullets, but with lines of code and malicious software. The enemy is unseen, often thousands of miles away, yet their power is absolute. They can bring a modern medical center to its knees without ever stepping foot inside. This is the world of ransomware, where your data, and sometimes your life, is held for a price. And the attack on Mercy General is just the beginning of a very long night. The IT department is now in full-blown crisis mode. The head of cybersecurity jolted from sleep by a frantic call. He stares at a ransom note that has populated every screen in the network. The message is blunt and chilling. Your files are encrypted in bold red letters. To get the decryption key, you must pay $5 million in Bitcoin. A countdown timer ticks, 72 hours. After that, the price will double. 1 week later, all data will be permanently destroyed. The attackers left instructions, a link to a dark web chat room. They also left a stark warning. Do not contact the authorities. Hospital administration convenes under harsh fluorescent lights. CEO, Chief Medical Officer, heads of various departments. Faces etched with worry around the table. The situation is catastrophic. All scheduled surgeries for the day must be canceled. The emergency room is forced to divert incoming ambulances. Those ambulances are redirected to already strained hospitals. The hospital is effectively cut off. Every decision is now fraught with risk. Can they operate without patient histories? Can they manage complex treatments without digital monitoring? The answer is a terrifying no. The ripple effects spread outward with alarming speed. In the neonatal intensive care unit, the monitors tracking premature babies have gone dark. Nurses manually checking heart rates. Nurses manually checking oxygen levels. In the pharmacy, automated dispensing systems are offline. Pharmacists cross-referencing prescriptions by hand, desperate to avoid a fatal mistake. The intricate web of healthcare technology has been torn apart. The choice before leadership is impossible. Do they pay the anonymous criminals millions with no guarantee? Paying would fund criminal enterprises and encourage more attacks, or refuse and rebuild systems from scratch, a process taking weeks or months. Patient care would be severely compromised the whole time. Lives hang in the balance, dependent on a decision made under unimaginable pressure. For patients and staff at Mercy General, this digital assault feels as real and dangerous as any physical attack. What happened at Mercy General is not an isolated incident. It is a single battle in a much larger ongoing global conflict. This is the invisible war being waged by ransomware gangs against our most critical public services. Their targets are not just hospitals, but also the school districts that educate our children, the city governments that provide clean water and emergency services, and the police departments that keep our communities safe. These attackers exploit the reality that these institutions are often underfunded, technologically vulnerable, and cannot afford to be offline for even a single day. They are the perfect victims. The attackers are sophisticated and organized. They operate like multinational corporations, with developers who create the ransomware, affiliates who carry out the attacks, and professional negotiators who handle the payments. They have customer service, technical support, and a clear business model built on extortion. They leverage the anonymity of cryptocurrency to launder their illicit profits, making them incredibly difficult for law enforcement to track and prosecute. They are a new breed of criminal, one that can paralyze an entire city from a laptop in a different hemisphere, facing few, if any, consequences for the chaos they create. This documentary, Hostage Internet, will take you deep inside this shadowy world. We will expose how these attacks work, from the first phishing email that tricks an unsuspecting employee to the complex process of digital money laundering. We will peel back the layers of the ransomware economy and show you the faces behind the criminal syndicates that are getting rich by holding our society hostage. We will hear from the victims, the hospital administrators, school superintendents, and city mayors, who have been forced to make impossible choices under duress. Their stories reveal the true human cost of this digital warfare. Most importantly, we will show you what is being done to fight back. From the FBI agents hunting these gangs to the cybersecurity experts building new defenses, a counteroffensive is underway. The war against ransomware is one that affects all of us, and understanding the enemy is the first step toward defeating them. The stakes are no longer just about data or money. They are about public safety, national security, and the fundamental stability of our modern world. The fight is happening right now, on a battlefield we can't see, and the outcome will determine the safety and security of our future. Every major ransomware attack begins not with a bang, but with a whisper. It starts with a single tiny crack in an organization's digital defenses. The criminals behind these attacks are patient and methodical, employing a variety of tactics to find that one weak point. One of the most common methods is a technique called phishing. This involves sending a cleverly disguised email that looks like it came from a trusted source, a colleague, a vendor, the IT department itself. The email might contain an urgent request to review an attached invoice, or click a link to reset a password. It is designed to prey on human trust and a sense of urgency, tricking an unsuspecting employee into making one fateful click. Once that link is clicked or that attachment is opened, the door swings wide open for the attackers. The malicious software, hidden within the file, silently installs itself on the employee's computer. From there, it has a foothold inside the network. Another popular entry point for these criminals is through something called an Exposed Remote Desktop Protocol, or RDP. This is a feature that allows employees to access their work computers from home. If these RDP connections are not properly secured with strong passwords and multi-factor authentication, they become an open invitation for hackers who constantly scan the internet for these vulnerabilities, ready to break in. Attackers also exploit vulnerabilities in the software that organizations use every day. Software is complex, and sometimes it contains flaws or bugs that can be used to gain unauthorized access. Criminals and security researchers are in a constant race. The researchers try to find and fix these holes, while the criminals try to find and exploit them. If a hospital or a city government fails to apply a security patch for a known vulnerability, it's like leaving a window unlocked on the ground floor. The attackers are always checking for those unlocked windows, and it only takes one for them to slip inside and begin their malicious work. The initial breach is almost always quiet and stealthy. The attackers do not want to alert anyone to their presence. Their goal is to get inside the network without tripping any alarms, so they can take their time to explore and plan their next move. That single-clicked link or that one unpatched server is all it takes to compromise an entire organization. The first step of the invasion is complete. The digital fox is now inside the henhouse, and the unsuspecting victim has no idea that a devastating attack is about to be unleashed from within their own trusted digital walls. Section 2. Ransomware as a Service, or RAAS. The engine that drives the explosive growth of ransomware is RAAS. It mirrors the legitimate cloud software industry. Companies subscribe instead of buying outright. In RAAS, core developers don't carry out attacks themselves. They lease their malicious software to other criminals, affiliates. Developers focus on creating potent malware. Affiliates do the risky work of breaking into networks. It's a franchise model for cybercrime. Affiliates are the customers of RAS operators. They sign up on dark web forums and get a ready-to-use ransomware kit. The kit includes encryption software. The kit includes a customizable ransom note. The kit includes a dashboard to track victims and payments. The barrier to entry is shockingly low. You don't need to be a brilliant hacker to become an attacker. You just need enough skill to gain initial access, perhaps via a phishing email or via an exposed RDP port. Once inside, they deploy the prepackaged ransomware. The financial arrangement is typically profit sharing. Operators take a cut, usually 20–30% of the ransom. The affiliate keeps 70–80%. That split incentivizes hunting bigger targets. Operators handle the hard parts, malware development. Operators handle the payment infrastructure. Operators often handle negotiations. The affiliate finds a way in, presses the button, and collects profits. This RAS model explains why ransomware is so widespread. A single malware can be used by hundreds of attackers around the world. It decentralizes the crime, making law enforcement takedowns harder. Shutting one affiliate down doesn't stop core developers or other affiliates. RAS has industrialized ransomware, turning it into a global plague usable by low-skill criminals. When a hospital like Mercy General is hit by ransomware, the decision of whether to pay is not a simple financial calculation. It is a gut-wrenching choice made under unimaginable pressure, with human lives hanging in the balance. The primary reason organizations pay is desperation. Critical operations have come to a complete standstill. For a hospital, this means doctors cannot access patient histories. Life-saving diagnostic equipment is offline. Surgical schedules are in chaos. The attackers have designed the crisis to be so acute and so painful that paying the ransom feels like the only way to restore services quickly and prevent catastrophic harm to patients. The alternative to paying is often a long, arduous, and uncertain recovery process. Even if an organization has backups, they are frequently targeted and encrypted by the attackers as well. Rebuilding entire systems from scratch can take weeks, if not months. During that time, a hospital would be forced to divert patients. A city would be unable to provide essential services. A school district would remain closed. The financial cost of this extended downtime, including lost revenue and recovery expenses, can sometimes exceed the ransom amount itself. We have seen documented cases where the delay in treatment caused by a ransomware attack has led to tragic outcomes. A patient arriving at an emergency room with a stroke might not get a timely CT scan because the machine is locked. A cancer patient's chemotherapy regimen might be postponed because their treatment plan is inaccessible. These are not theoretical risks. They are real-world consequences where digital disruption leads directly to physical harm and loss of life. The psychological toll on healthcare workers is immense. Doctors and nurses are forced to work in chaotic, high-stress environments without the tools they rely on to make critical decisions. It is about the premature baby whose monitoring equipment goes dark, the student whose personal data is leaked online, and the firefighter who gets a dispatch call a few crucial minutes too late. The victims are not faceless organizations. They are our neighbors, our families, and ourselves. The war on ransomware is a fight to protect the very fabric of a safe and functioning society from criminals who see human life as mere leverage. The war against ransomware may seem overwhelming, but it is not hopeless. The fight back begins not with a single silver bullet, but with building layers of defense. A digital fortress. The most critical defense is robust. Offline backups. Backups should be performed regularly, tested frequently to ensure they work, and must be segmented, kept separate from the main network. This air gapping ensures that even if your live systems are encrypted, you have a clean, untouched copy ready to be restored, turning a potential catastrophe into a manageable inconvenience. Next is proactive maintenance, what experts call cyber hygiene. This involves consistent, diligent patching of software vulnerabilities. Attackers are constantly scanning for unlocked windows in your infrastructure. Regularly updating all software and operating systems is like walking the perimeter and locking every door. This also includes securing remote desktop protocol ports with strong, unique passwords and enabling multi-factor authentication. MFA acts as a second lock, requiring a code from your phone in addition to your password, making it significantly harder for criminals to break in. Even if credentials are stolen, human beings are often the first line of defense, but they can also be the weakest link. This is why continuous security awareness training is essential. Employees must be trained to recognize phishing emails and to report them. Alongside this, organizations must implement network segmentation. This divides the network into smaller, isolated zones. If an attacker compromises one segment, like the guest Wi-Fi, the segmentation acts like a firewall, preventing lateral movement to infect critical systems like the patient records database. It contains the fire before it can spread. Finally, every organization must have a practiced incident response plan. This is a pre-written playbook that details exactly what to do the moment an attack is suspected. Who do you call? Which systems do you shut down first to stop the spread? How do you communicate with employees, customers, and the media? Having this plan in place and practicing it through drills means you are not making critical decisions in a state of panic. We have compiled a checklist to help your organization strengthen its defenses. First, implement multi-factor authentication across all accounts. Second, create and test an offline backup strategy. Third, develop a continuous patching program for all software. Fourth, train your staff to spot and report phishing attempts. Fifth, create and practice a detailed incident response plan. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. You can find resources at cisa.gov/stopransomware. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3, is the primary portal for reporting attacks. Report incidents. It helps law enforcement track criminals. For individuals, protecting your personal data is just as important. Use strong, unique passwords for all your online accounts. Enable multi-factor authentication wherever it is offered. Be skeptical of unsolicited emails. Regularly back up your important personal photos and documents. The invisible war against ransomware is one of the defining security challenges of our time. The threat is real. The business model is sophisticated. The human cost is devastating. By understanding the enemy, preparing our defenses, and working together, we can fight back. Prevention is not just about saving money. It is about saving services and ultimately saving lives. The future of our connected world depends on our ability to secure it, starting today.